we begin the chapter motion. So basically, motion means the change in position of an object with time. If an object is changing its position with time, then it is said to be in motion. Now, motion is always relative. What is the meaning of motion being relative? Suppose a person is standing on a railway platform and a train is moving. Then, to the person who is standing on the railway platform, the people in the moving train will appear to be in motion. On the other hand, the people who are sitting, passengers who are sitting in the moving train, for them, for each other, they are at rest. They are not moving with respect to each other. Again, for the passengers sitting in the train, the person on the railway platform who is actually standing appears to be moving in the opposite direction of the motion of train. So for them, the person standing on the platform appears to be moving. In this way, motion depends upon the observer, the person who is observing. So motion is object is said to be in a state of motion or rest according to the observer or the person who is observing. Also, motion is always described through a reference point. Reference point means a point, a fixed point with respect to which you will always describe the motion of an object. Now we are going to discuss the simplest type of motion, that is the motion along a straight line. As it is clear from the term itself that in this type of motion the object moves in a straight line. Alright, now let us consider a situation in which an object is moving in a along a straight line, as it is already clear from the topic itself. So this is the path followed by our object. Now the starting point of the object, let it is marked as point O, and then there is an intermediate point A in between the motion. Then there is another point B, and then the point C. Okay, now let these distances from O to A, it is 30 kilometers suppose. Then the distance between A and B is 20 kilometers, and the distance of B from C is another 15 kilometers. Now the course that our object in motion is taking is, it first goes from its a starting point O to point A, and through A it goes to B and reaches C. Okay, and then it returns back from C and stops at the point A. This is how it completes its journey. Okay, so this is the path taken or the journey completed by our object under consideration. Now we will be finding the distance covered and the displacement in this situation. So it is quite simple. Distance, first of all we describe distance. Distance is nothing but the total path length of what object has traveled. Okay, so very simple. In this situation, total path length is OA plus AB plus BC, and then from C it has returned back to A directly. So that is CA. AC or CA, one and the same, the magnitude is the same. Okay, so you have to keep this in mind. our object traveled this way and then directly from C to A. Okay, so the total path length, let us denote it by denote the distance by s, small s. Distance is denoted by small s, so it is the total path length. We can easily find out the distance covered in kilometers. OA is 30 kilometers, as I have already given or already made clear in the beginning itself. Then AB, that is 20 kilometers. Then BC, that is 15 kilometers. And then CA. Now what is CA? How much is CA? 20 plus 15. You can easily find it is 35 kilometers, right? So this will give us the total path length. So the total path length 30 and 20, 50 kilometer, plus 35 and 15 also 50 kilometers. So the total distance traveled or total path length in this case is 100 kilometers. This is the distance traveled by the object. Now, in order to find the displacement of the object, what we have to do is we need to find out the shortest distance between initial and final position of the object. That is what gives us the displacement. So, displacement is defined as the shortest distance between initial and final position of object. Okay, so here the initial position of our object is A, the point O, and final position of our object is point A. Why so? Because it started its journey from point O, then it traveled to A, B, C, but ultimately returned back to A. So its final destination or final position was at A. So the initial position is at O, denoted by I, and the final position is at A, denoted by F. Okay, so the shortest distance between initial and final position is OA itself. So I am representing displacement by D here. So displacement is nothing but the distance between O and A, that is OA, which is 30 kilometers. So very simply here we have determined the through an example the distance covered by our object under consideration, that is 100 kilometers, and its displacement, that is 30 kilometers. In this way we describe the motion in a straight line through a simple example. Now we consider another example. Suppose we are having an object which starts moving from a point O, again the initial point or the point of beginning or reference point here is O, and then it travels all the way to point P, which is at a distance of 60 kilometers from O. So here our object is moving from O to P, where the distance between O and P is 60 kilometers. Now in this situation we again determine the distance and displacement of the object. As I explained to you earlier, the distance covered is nothing but the total path length. So in this situation it is OP, which is equal to 60 kilometers as it is, right? Also, according to the definition of displacement, which is nothing but the shortest distance between the initial and final positions of the object. So here the initial position of the object is at O, and final position is at P. So the shortest distance between the initial and final position is also OP, which is the displacement, and it is again 60 kilometers. So in this particular situation, the distance and displacement of the object are both 60 kilometers each. The distance covered as well as displacement both are 60 kilometers each. Now we take another example in which the object moving from a point O goes to point A, then to B, where the distance between O and A is 20 kilometers and the distance between A and B is also 20 kilometers, and the path followed by object is such that it goes from O to A and A to B in this way, and then it finally returns back from B to O, comes back to O again. So this is the situation. In this case, the distance traveled by the object can be easily determined. Distance traveled is total path length, which is OA plus AB plus BO, right? And that is OA is 20, AB is 20, and BO is 20 plus 20, that is 40 kilometers. So in total, the distance traveled is 40 and 40, 80 kilometers. So in this case, the distance traveled by the object is 80 kilometers. Now, displacement is the shortest distance between initial and final position. Here the initial position of object was O and final position is also at O, because it returns back after whole journey, it returns back to O. So here the initial and final position is the same, therefore its displacement is 0. So this is a situation in which distance covered is 80 kilometers while displacement of the object is 0. So in the first example, we observed that displacement was smaller than the distance covered by object. In the second example, we observed that displacement was equal to distance covered by the object. And in the third example, we observed that displacement was 0. Displacement can be smaller than the distance covered. Displacement can be equal to the distance covered. Displacement can be 0, but displacement can never be greater than the distance covered. This is our conclusion from above discussion.